Former Mercedes technical chief Paddy Lowe is set to return to Williams, where he started his career, ahead of next month's Australian Grand Prix. It's reported that he will not only join as the British team's senior technical manager, but will likely become a main board director following his purchase of a stake in the squad. The 54-year-old's departure from Mercedes was announced on January 11, but negotiations have been ongoing as to his date of availability and the exact nature of his new role at Grove. Lowe came to the sport with Williams as an electronics engineer in 1987. His expertise a key factor in the team's dominance during the short-lived active suspension era, before moving to McLaren and then Mercedes. The shock headlines continued in January, with Liberty Media completing its purchase of Formula One. And CEO Bernie Ecclestone quickly shown the door, replaced at the helm by Chase Carey. The 86-year-old is now Chairman Emeritus, an honorary role in which he's to provide advice to the new management team that includes Carey, Ross Brawn, who joins as Managing Director of Motorsports, and former ESPN executive Sean Bratches as his commercial counterpart. My days in the office will be somewhat quieter, said Ecclestone. Maybe I'll come to a Grand Prix. I still have lots of friends in F1. The shock move marks the end of an era, with Ecclestone the man behind the sport's rise from its roots in the 1950s and 60s as a close-knit band of elite racers to the global ultra-professional series it is now. Ecclestone, whose rise as a dealmaker came via London's second-hand car market, first moved into F1 as a driver manager and then team owner of Brabham from 1972 to 1987.
Brabham was a fantastic little team. We were giant killers. I loved it. You know, we had a tiny proportion of the budget from, say, McLaren or Ferrari or Williams. But we won Grand Prix and we won World Championships.
Ecclestone moved into the sports administration by leading the Formula One Constructors Association before forming the company that became the commercial rights holder. French driver Jules Bianchi may be gone, but he's certainly not forgotten, with a street in his hometown of Nice renamed in his honor. The street, formerly known as Rue de Sapin, was unveiled as Rue Jules Bianchi by his family in late January, along with a plaque of his likeness. Bianchi, who competed in 34 Grands Prix with Marussia, died 2 years ago from head injuries sustained at the 2014 Japanese Grand Prix. And while his father Philippe was moved by the tribute, investigations are ongoing into his son's tragic passing.
It's very touching to see the city has not forgotten him. For us, who want to take action, we continue to speak about him in another way today. It's a beautiful gift we have been given, having this magnificent street in a magnificent place that worships sport.
The Bianchi family launched a lawsuit late last year against F1's governing body, the FIA, the Formula One group and the Marussia team, now Manor, claiming the accident was avoidable. A court date is yet to be announced. New Williams driver Lance Stroll has again proved that money is no object in preparing himself for F1, following the Canadian's private test of a 2014 car at Malaysia's Sepang circuit in mid-January. Stroll has already had an extensive acclimatization program ahead of his debut via a series of private tests at Yas Marina circuit, the Red Bull Ring, the Hungara Ring, Silverstone and Monza. But the 18-year-old was tight-lipped on details about the tests when asked by the Inside Line late last year.
I tested out just a few different tracks in and outside of Europe. Yeah, it's obviously a nice car to drive. I mean, the Formula One car is the pinnacle, so it doesn't get much better than that.
Stroll earned his F1 drive on the back of his 2016 European Formula 3 title. And before that, championships secured in New Zealand's Toyota Racing Series and Italian F4. but there's no doubt his billionaire father, Lawrence Stroll's money has played its part. However, it's now time for the young Canadian to make his way.
I'm just going to go pushing as hard as I can, and I hope to help the team as much as possible and, you know, extract the most out of the car I can, and hopefully that will be, you know, the maximum.